of the Constitution, Justice Nariman. The reading down of the section did not have a retrospective effect but was to be applied to pending matters only. The issue first arose in Naz Foundation case, where it was observed that under Article 15 of the Constitution of India, discrimination on the basis of sex was prohibited. It was overruled in Suresh Kumar Kushal case by another Delhi High Court bench, holding that Section 377 IPC only regulated sexual conduct that amounted to unnatural offense and did not concern gender identity or consent of the offender. It did not aim at criminalizing a particular section of the society based on their sexual orientation, but only acts that constituted the commitment of a punishable act. The Constitution guarantees the citizens of India certain fundamental rights which are sacrosanct in nature. However, one should be aware of the fact that these rights are dynamic and perennial. It would be against the principles of equality, liberty, and dignity, and foundation of our Constitution to attach a static and predetermined interpretation to them. Earlier judicial pronouncements were based on social morality instead of constitutional morality, and being the guardian of the Constitution, it is the responsibility of our judiciary to ensure that rights of the weaker or minority sections of our society are well taken care of. Our society has undergone progressive changes, and there has been a pragmatic shift from the traditional and devout approach. The court relied upon the judgment in the cases National Legal Services Authority vs. Union of India, 2014, 5 SCC 438 and KS Puttaswamy v. Union of India to recapitulate that gender identity and sexual orientation are intrinsic to one's personality, and denying the lesbians, gay, bisexual, and transgender the right to privacy and a right to choose a sexual partner irrespective of their sex would be violative of a dignified life under Article 21 of the Constitution, as sexual autonomy also falls under its ambit. It held that the provision led to an unreasonable restriction on the right to freedom of expression, since consensual sexual intercourse was a private affair beyond the legitimate interests of the state and did not lead to degradation of public morality and decency. The LGBT constitutes of a sexual minority objected to humiliation and discrimination, not only at the hands of the state and society, but also their own families. If the provisions continue to remain in the statute, then it will cause a chilling effect that would violate the right under Art 19(1)(a). The principle of transformative constitutionalism bestows upon the judicial organ a duty to ensure the ascendancy of the Constitution with the concept of constitutional morality, maintaining the social fabric of the society. The doctrine of progressive realization of rights is a prominent feature of constitutional law, which maintains checks and balances on the economic, social, and cultural rights, Justice Deepak Misra and Justice Khan Wilkar. The court reiterated that homosexuality is not a mental disorder or mental illness as per the Mental Health Care Act, 2017, and treating it as a mental illness that can be cured can attract grave consequences for the mental health of the person. Homosexuality got accreditation globally. Both domestic as well as international courts have developed strong jurisprudence against discrimination based on sexual orientation following theorists like Bentham and John Mill. It does not matter if it caters to a minuscule fragment of the society. Individuals from the LGBT community are equally entitled to enjoy the right of privacy and human dignity. Justice Malhotra affirmed that homosexuality is not an aberration but a variation of sexuality. It curtails a particular community based on their gender identity, as the sodomy laws overstep the right to equality under Articles 14 and 15 of the Constitution. A state must ensure that the human rights of LGBT individuals are guarded regardless of a majoritarian approval of the government. Though Section 377 IPC was facially gender neutral, its effect was to efface identities of the LGBT community. Justice Chandrachud. It was observed that provision puts forward the rule by the law instead of the rule of law. Sexual expression and intimacy of a consensual nature, between adults in private, cannot be treated as carnal intercourse against the order of nature. The stigma and social distancing faced by the LGBT community is the outcome of social ethics and morality, and is in opposition to the essential rule of liberty. The judiciary should undoubtedly ignore the social profound morality and maintain and ensure sacred constitutional morality. The case of Navtej Singh Johar Ors vs. Union of India Thor. Secretary Ministry of Law and Justice marked a significant turning point in the landscape of LGBTQ+ rights in India. The judgment, delivered in 2018, involved the constitutional validity of Section 377 of